Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive. I'm Niranjan. At 7 p.m. we have two big stories. In a short while from now, less than an hour, we have Team India that is landing in two locations. The captain landing in Mumbai, rest of the team in the national capital. But I want to start with the big story from Nepal, which is returning. Looks like it's returning to monarchy. I have a big exclusive on the show. The man who's backing the king is on the show this evening on This Is Exclusive. Here are the headlines. Nepal's King Gyanendra returns. Close ally calls for Hindu kingdom to return and for stronger ties with India.
पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट बोर्ड का कोई नुमाइंदा यहाँ खड़ा नहीं था। पाकिस्तानी चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी होस्ट कर रहा था। ये बात मेरी समझ से बाहर है। कोई रिप्रेजेंट करने क्यों नहीं आया ट्रॉफी और कोई देने यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं आया?
After a superb victory in Dubai in the Champions Trophy finals, Pakistan, the hosts, the losers, missing from even the closing ceremony, even their own cricketers are panning them. Maharashtra Chief Minister Rabindra Mishra calls for removal of Aurangzeb's tomb, says Congress purposely endorsed barbaric rulers as appeasement. Showdown in Mao, Madhya Pradesh after stones are pelted at a rally celebrating India's Champions Trophy victory. 13 arrested for attacking national pride. There are open calls for a Hindu kingdom once again in Nepal. The Nepal king has returned. He wants monarchy again. Republic spoke to the man, the main party that is backing the king's return. Rabindra Mishra, head of the RPP, vice president, spoke to Republic TV. I'm playing that interview out. In the last few days, we've seen unprecedented scenes from Nepal. Lakhs of people on the streets over the weekend, backing the king, asking for monarchy to return in Nepal. What's going on? I have someone who is playing a key role in batting for the monarchy again. I have Mr. Rabindra Mishra. Mr. Rabindra Mishra is the senior vice president of the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party. Now, his party is backing the king and wants monarchy again. Why do you want the king to return, Mr. Mishra?
There are two factors. One thing we think, after the monarchy was overthrown, the peace, the stability, the religious harmony, the ethnic harmony, the unity of the country has been fragmented, and it has been fragmented so much that people are increasingly getting worried, and the rate of religious conversion has gone up really high as well. That is one of the highest in the world. Geopolitically also, Nepal is located in a very sensitive place between India and China, which are trying to be the superpower in the world. And then because of China and because of the change in international geopolitics, the focus has shifted to the whole of Asia and obviously because of China in Nepal as well. All of this has led Nepal into an existential crisis. That is what we think. And Nepal being a playground of international geopolitics, and Nepal being internally divided between ethnic groups, religious groups, the different regions of Nepal is not good for the country itself and has not been good at all. That's why people have been really dissatisfied. It's been more than 16, 17 years since the Nepal turned into a republic, and in 16, 17 years there has been around 15, 16 changes in government, and no one has liked it. So the support to bring back the king, bring back the institution of monarchy is rapidly growing in Nepal.
Are you going to take a pro-China stand or pro-India stand? I'm asking it straight up. I know you've been a journalist and you're backing the king. Does the king take a pro-China stand or a pro-India stand?
You see, we have played a non-aligned kind of diplomacy throughout, but in the changing geopolitics of the world, I have been arguing, and I did write an article in one of the major Indian publications, The Print, about one and a half years ago, arguing that Nepal should have a very, very friendly, cordial, close ties with India because of its open border and cultural, religious, and social relations. And India obviously has played major role in lots of aspects of Nepali society. The trade, nearly two-thirds of the trade is done with India. So we need to have a really close relations with India, one thing. Second thing, I have also argued that, for decades, India used to have a two-pillar foreign policy towards Nepal. That was constitutional monarchy and multi-party democracy. That is what they argued for all along. But after the monarchy was overthrown, the Indian policy had changed. I have been arguing that Delhi should review its policy and go back to the two-pillar system. That is, they should argue for help of the restoration of the constitutional monarchy and support the multi-party democracy. And that is not only in the interest of Nepal, that is also in the interest of India, given the fact that India is trying to be the superpower in the world, and obviously the peace, stability, religious harmony, cultural harmony, ethnic harmony in Nepal would matter to India as well, one thing. And the second thing is, previously, India and Nepal were very close, and international other countries also had accepted that, these two countries have really close relations, and that can't be compared with other countries in the world. But in the last 15, 16 years, what you have seen is, it is not only India. Nepal is increasingly becoming a playground of international geopolitics. Yes. So there are other countries trying to play things here as well. That is not good for the regional stability, regional peace, as well as Nepal and India. That's why I have been arguing that, Nepalis should come out on the street, help to restore the institution of monarchy, but then at the same time, India should be positive about it.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Now, do you feel China's meddling has tried to dilute Nepal's identity as a Hindu nation? Do you want that identity to return?
There is a difference between Hindu nation and Hindu kingdom. Hindu nation can be brought about within the republican system. Nepal can be a Hindu state in a republican setup. But what we are arguing is for Hindu kingdom, because without the king, Nepal, can't actually remain a Hindu nation for long. Because as I mentioned earlier, the rate of religious conversion in Nepal is really high. We need to stop that, and we need a guardian as well. Obviously, king is regarded as the 10th incarnation of Vishnu. You are talking about the meddling of China. It was not about the meddling of China, but it was about the meddling of the Western power. Back in 2014, the British ambassador, the then ambassador, wrote an article openly in a leading English newspaper in Nepal, arguing that, Nepal should allow the religious conversion. And that was, not to be done in diplomacy. So those kind of meddling happened here. That's why I'm saying, once international forces come to Nepal and make Nepal a playground, things won't be only in the control of Nepalis, or maybe, India obviously would have its own desires about Bangladesh, about Pakistan, about Bhutan, about Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. In recent years, India's relations with Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, hasn't been as Delhi would really like to have it. the way it wants. So obviously, it would be better if India reviews its policy towards Nepal as well.
Okay. My last question to you, a very interesting video that I saw there yesterday when the king was undertaking the rally, right, the roadshow, the show of strength. A lot of people were holding posters of Yogi Adityanath. Yogi Adityanath is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. He's very popular in India. And when I saw his posters there, of course, I wasn't surprised given what you're trying to achieve by, taking Nepal to become a Hindu kingdom again. How popular is Yogi Adityanath there, and what does his poster there signify?
It was not lots of people holding that poster. It was only one person holding that poster. His name is Pradeep Vikram Rada, and it made a huge news, and it was all over the social media. Yeah. So when tens of thousands of people, lakhs of people are on the street, obviously there will be some people who do things that they personally would like. So it will not be under the control of any political party or any group. That is exactly what happened. But we are thankful to Yogi Adityanath in the sense that we understand he's constantly in favor of the restoration of monarchy in Nepal.
Fantastic. That's a big statement. You're saying Yogi Adityanath is for reinstating monarchy in Nepal.
That is what I said. We understand.
You understand. Okay, yeah. Being very guarded there. Rabindra Mishra, very interesting times to be witnessing what's going on in Nepal. As a journalist, we will be watching very closely. So I don't know whether I should be saying all the best to you in your attempts to bring back the monarchy. But nonetheless, we will watch what happens and we will be observing very closely.
Please do say it. Do say it.
Okay, then all the best. All the best in your efforts. Let's see what happens.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rabindra Mishra, for speaking to Republic. Thank you. Okay, interesting turn of events there in Nepal. I'm switching now to the big headline now. Team India will be landing anytime now. One set of players will be landing in the national capital in New Delhi in a few minutes from now after being crowned the champions once again, winning the finals of the Champions Trophy. I have Arun Dhumal. Arun Dhumal is the IPL chairman joining us on the show this evening. Mr. Dhumal, good evening. What a fantastic victory. Fantastic victory. There are good days, there are bad days. And this has been a fantastic win, fantastic campaign for the team.
Definitely. If you look at these three tournaments back-to-back, India made it to the finals against best of the teams, beat Australia, beat South Africa and New Zealand this time around. I mean, making it to final without losing any game and then getting on to win two ICC trophies speaks volumes of the strength of this team.
Throughout this campaign, Mr. Dhumal, one thing that I saw constantly was some people really complaining, saying that India didn't have to travel, but this team went from city A to city B to city C, city C to city D. While the distance between these cities or the flying time would just be 1 hour, 1.5 hours, they would have had to do that even in India if they traveled. What is your response to such people who are such sore losers today?
I can just laugh at them. You see, if you see IPL as a tournament, the team has to travel every day and play the game next day. So the players are strong enough to travel and play a game next day. And that has been the case. This is under the ICC arrangement that has been done. With regard to Pakistan not coming to India and India not going to Pakistan, everybody understood the security situation. And that was fair and square for everyone. Simple as that. It was not that it would be for India only. Per se, in case next year we are going to have ICC tournament in India, T20 World Cup, there may be a situation wherein Indian team would have to do the same. We can't take it as an excuse. You see, ultimately you have to win the game at the ground. And that's what Team India did. And they won all the games very convincingly.
What's your biggest takeaway from the kind of form the team is in? Everyone is chipped in. There's not one player or two players who have really stood out. The entire team has batted to get this trophy back.
I think the credit goes to the team, the way they played as a unit. Whenever a bowler or a batsman was required of, doing his duty, he delivered. And hats off to Rohit's captaincy, the way he led the team as a unit, the way he used Varun, Kuldeep Yadav, at times Akshar Patel, Jaddu. They've been phenomenal as a unit, and they have done, whether it is with regard to bowling, batting, fielding, they've been exceptional throughout the last 3 tournaments. And they can take this excuse for this tournament. What about T20 World Cup? India had to travel from, US to West Indies, and West Indies, you have different countries, they need to travel every day. There also, they won each and every game, and they got us the trophy there also. So I think, like you said, it's a loser's excuse. I would just take it at that.
Yeah, okay. My last question to you, Mr. Dhumal. The team is landing anytime now, and we're all very excited. We are going to, have a lot of programming on cricket this evening as we build up to that. My last question, you ended your point by mentioning sore losers. Now, I was really surprised. In fact, even Pakistani cricketers are surprised. Shoaib Akhtar, I saw a video of his where he's questioning his own country's board, PCB, for not being there during the closing ceremony. Do you have any views on that?
Ideally, they being part of, ICC, and they being the host, some of their representative should have been there. So I don't know what was the reason for them not to be there. I think the president of PCB, he's also the interior minister there. So he must be having some compelling reason not to be there. But that be so, they being host, ideally they should have been there. So I can't comment really on that. But I would like to convey them my best wishes for the forthcoming tournaments.
Okay, being guarded. Okay, Arun Dhumal, thank you for speaking to Republic TV. Very, very exciting time for Indian cricket. Thank you. We're leaving you with that moment as Team India lifted the Champions Trophy in Dubai. And we will be building up as the team lands any minute now in the national capital. Thanks for watching.